So, Thomas Partey and Gabriel Jesus are both in the squad to face Sheffield United tonight. But that leaves us with a question. Do you start Thomas Partey? Do you start Gabriel Jesus? And the main question I have is, can you even believe Mikel Arteta? We know how much he likes to say that players are available, and then they're either not available. And when players aren't available, and then you see the players in the team sheet. So I can't wait till the team sheet drops in half an hour's time, just so we get to see if this is the return of Thomas Partey and Gabriel Jesus. Let me know your thoughts. If Partey and Gabriel Jesus are back, do you stick them straight back in the starting lineup? I'd be interested to sort of gauge everyone's opinion on this. But just quickly, before we get into the video, please do me the favour of just giving me a thumbs up on this video. It helps the channel massively. For me, I don't know if I start Thomas Partey. I definitely feature Thomas Partey at some point in this game. But we've seen with Gabriel Jesus, as soon as he does come back into the team, like as soon as he's available again, Mikel Arteta usually does stick him straight up front again. But it'll be interesting to see what he opts to do in this game, because Trossard and Havertz have been playing so well in that number 9 position since Gabriel Jesus has been away. So is it just a case of, well, I'm back now, boys, so you need to go back onto the bench or slot back further down into the pitch? Or will Mikel Arteta keep Gabriel Jesus on the bench? If it was me personally, for a game like this, I don't see why you would rush Gabriel Jesus back. I don't think there's any major need for him to play a part in this game. We know Arsenal are more than capable of winning a game like this without Gabriel Jesus. It would be brilliant to see him feature at some point, but I don't think you slot him straight back into the starting 11. For one, he's not been the most prolific this season anyway. He's on 4 goals. Havertz has scored more goals than Gabriel Jesus. So in my opinion, Havertz has probably earned the right to play that centre-forward role at the minute more than a Gabriel Jesus. Like I said, Gabriel Jesus adds a massive amount of depth to our squad. To have this player available in Premier League games, Champions League games, is brilliant for the team. But you still have to earn your position back. Like I said, let me know, do you start Gabriel Jesus? But the big one that we're all waiting for, and I think the guy that definitely impacts this squad most, is Thomas Partey. We've been crying out all season to have 2 more combative midfielders play in every game, like a Thomas Partey and a Declan Rice. Arsenal fans have been waiting all season to see this partnership, and this could actually be the game where we get to see it pan out. We know earlier in the season, Thomas Partey was deployed mainly as a right back, so he did play with Declan Rice, but not right next to each other. I think they played 1 game together as 2 centre midfields, from what Mikel Arteta was saying in his press conference. So I'm so excited to see how those 2 work together. Will Partey be the guy holding more deeply? We've seen last season that he doesn't mind getting forward and getting involved in the more attacking plays. We've seen him shoot outside the box and score a few of them goals. So will he feel the need to push forward knowing he's got a Declan Rice behind him? Or will Declan Rice take lead and say, no, listen, I'm going to go further up the pitch. You're going to hold the fort further back here. And then that does allow us to sort of unlock a new ability of Declan Rice. If we can have Declan Rice playing that Xhaka role that he was so successful in last season, I think you're going to see a different Arsenal whole midfield, but that will affect us the whole way through the pitch. It will affect us in transitions. We know how good Declan Rice is at driving with the ball, driving towards opposition teams' defences. So if we can have that in every single game, and we know he's got a good pass, and if he does push forward, we know how good Thomas Partey's long ball is. So if you have Declan Rice with the driving runs, Havertz dragging players out of position, and Thomas Partey finding him with them through balls that he so often finds, them delicate through balls that he plays to feet. We've missed that all season. That's why I'm excited to have Thomas Partey in this team. Not just for what he offers defensively, but what he does offer us going forward in terms of transitions. What abilities he can lock from other players. You know, Odegaard flourishes when he's the furthest midfielder forward. Knowing he has Declan Rice and Thomas Partey behind him will allow Odegaard to have free roam of that full forward line. We've seen it when Jorginho plays. Odegaard always has a great game when he has Jorginho and Declan Rice behind him. And I think that will only improve even more when he knows he has Declan Rice and Thomas Partey behind him. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Thomas Partey plays in this game? Do you start him? I don't personally start him. Like I said, I think you probably do need to wean him back. If you was going to start him against the team, this probably is the perfect team to start him for. But we know we have a massive game coming up at the end of the month. So if you give him limited minutes in this game, and then the Brentford game next week, give him limited minutes as well, that means in the Man City game, we get to start with that dream midfield we've been waiting for. If we can go up to Man City with Declan Rice, Thomas Partey and Odegaard as the midfield three, I think we can take all 3 points from the Etihad. Let me know your thoughts. So we are 25 minutes away from the teams being released. So that means we're only an hour and a half away from kickoff time. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Like I said in my pre-match video, I've gone for a big win for Arsenal in this game. 4-0 win. I'm probably starting to come to the realization that it's not going to be as easy as that. You know, the media's made a massive point of saying this game isn't going to be that easy. These are the kind of games that can win or lose you the Premier League. You know, there's not many people out there that are predicting Arsenal to lose this game. But you see a lot of Man City and Liverpool fans saying this could definitely be a slip-up. Only because we see Man City and Liverpool play on the weekend. So that just means they've allowed Arsenal to go in this game with slightly more pressure maybe. We saw at the end of the last season, Arsenal couldn't deal with that pressure. We know we was ahead in the league by a long way, and we kind of just faltered out towards the end. So will Arsenal do the same again this season? That's always in the back of your mind as an Arsenal fan. You're thinking, no, please don't slip up now. Please don't let this be the game where everything starts to fall apart. Inevitably, I don't think it will. I think Arsenal are going to carry on in this title race and only get stronger as we go on with the reintroduction of players like Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus. Let's not forget we still got Zinchenko to come back. We still got Tomiyasu to come back. And we still got, for me, after Thomas Partey, the player that will transform us the most as a team, and Urian Timber will be returning soon to this Arsenal team. So we just need to get through, I would say, the next 2 or 3 games. If we can, like I said, if we can stay injury-free going into that Man City game, then I give Arsenal a massive chance in this title race and the Champions League. We know we got the second leg of the Porto game coming up. If we can have like a Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus. Again, these players might not necessarily start in a game like that, but you need options to bring off when you're struggling to break teams down. And we know Porto is going to be a difficult team to break down. A lot of people are predicting this game against Sheffield United, it's going to be a tough team for Arsenal to break down. So the fact that you do have players like Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus, players that can come on and just give you different looks in a game, just offer you different things. But the reason I think Arsenal are going to be fairly comfortable in this game, like I said, I am getting slightly more nervous, but I still think Arsenal have got more than enough. This stat alone suggests that Arsenal have won the last 3 league fixtures against Sheffield United by an aggregate score of 10-1. And in normal circumstances, you would expect Arsenal, to blow this team out of the water. But we do now have that added pressure. It's a Monday night kickoff. It's probably never going to be the easiest kickoff time. You've watched your rivals win on the weekend under circumstances maybe they shouldn't have, especially Liverpool. Liverpool scoring a last-second winner against Nottingham Forest. I see that as a potential weakness because I don't think inevitably they're going to have the squad to last the whole title running. But a lot of people more experienced than me are taking that as a positive. Oh no, this is a team that's grinding out victories. But I mean, when Arsenal were doing that last season, oh no, Arsenal were being too emotional. Arsenal were going into every game and winning it in the last minute. This isn't good for the squad mentality. But when Liverpool do it, oh my God, Liverpool, they're going to win the league. They're winning 1-0 against Nottingham Forest. I think it's just different rules sometimes for Arsenal. Maybe that's just what we're going to have to deal with until we actually do win the Premier League or Champions League. And I think Arsenal are very close, especially with the introduction of Thomas Partey and Gabriel Jesus. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Like I said, I'm still going with a 4-0 win. I think Arsenal are more than capable of that. Let me know your thoughts.